Recently having attack of convulsions, diagnosed as a case of epilepsy, was brought to me with the acute complaint of high-grade fever with chills. Suddenly she got fever in the afternoon. In the evening, she was brought to me. She is already under my treatment for the epilepsy and borderline mental retardation ADHD. She was given agaricus. She is doing very well with the agaricus. Much better. She is under my treatment for 6 months. She is doing it very good. MRI report shows encephalomalacia with the gliosis in the bilateral periventricular white matter and occipital lobe may represent sequelae of old hypoglycemic encephalopathy. ET was normal. Along with the fever, she had a cold and cough with the pain in the throat. Difficulty in swallowing. She did not take anything since she got fever. Did not want to eat or drink. She said, if I eat or I drink, it hurts me. She was having issue of recurrent throat infection. Her throat was congested with the inflammation of both the tonsils. On asking about what else she is having, mother said since she got fever, she started talking a lot. And constantly she was talking. She was grinding the teeth during sleep and pressing teeth very firmly. She was very restless, could not sit quietly in one place. She used to scare a lot whenever she gets fever. Whenever she gets fever, she gets scared a lot. She had lots of fear. What fear? She was not able to reply. She was very thirsty. A thirst for large quantity of cold water, and she was chilly. Fine, this is the case. A case of acute tonsillitis with high-grade fever. When she came to me, a fever of 104 or something, with lot of chills. What would be the remedy you think of? No case of borderline mental retardation with ADHD, recently detected epilepsy. Barata carbonic. Why? Why Barata carb? Recurrent tonsillitis and mental retardation. Okay, right? Any other suggestion? Any other suggestion? Stemonium, right? Huh? Loquacity fever during. Very good. Very good. But stemonium has a lot of fear and panic. Right? We don't get the fear and panic, that aspect. Instead of constant fear and panic, it's a very common remedy. We use almost day-to-day life. Because the problem is different, we don't think of the remedy. In the case of tonsillitis, we always think about the remedy which helps in the tonsillitis. We use a lot of our therapeutics. What is the most important thing? Rather than therapeutics, go into the totality. જે તમે દેખાય છે ને જે વખતે તે જ લઈ લો, બીજું કંઈ નહીં કરો. What we doing? We just try to make our own story. That's where we get mistake. Patient જે બોલે જે દેખાય તમારા સામે એનો લઈ લો. You risk your remedy, 100%. And I'm doing exactly the same thing. I never interpret my way. I never put my own idea in that. I just ask the patient, describe it, tell me more. And just try to understand what patient means, what a patient perception about the things. Don't try to put my own perceptions. That is very, very important thing. Right? Okay, any other suggestion? Shall I give you the analysis? Fine. Next, David. It's very simple. Very simple. I am not doing anything new. Took the same rubric. Loquacity fever during chill. Fear fever during restlessness, nervousness, thirst, large quantity cold water is what a long table. Desire cold water. So attend 4 fever without any antipyretic, no paracetamol, nothing was given. Just 1 dose of the 4 doses. Sorry, I gave 4 doses. And it took 4 hours only. The patient was absolutely fine. Next. She was given Podofil at 4 doses. Next day, got a phone call that she is much better, does not have a fever, no throat pain. She started taking food regularly, just within 24 hours. It actually is much faster than any antibiotics. Right? Fine? Simple remedy, simple prescription. Nothing is difficult in homeopathy. Homeopathy is very simple. Just to stick to your basic. I am not doing anything new. I am just with the basic. With each and every cases. Nothing is, but we don't think of the podophyllum. Can podophyllum be given in a tonsillitis? First thought we get it. But when symptoms increase, why you think about anything? Go with the podophyllum. Go with the remedy. You get the results. Whatever remedy comes. Right? Thus, I present a very simple case. Anybody comes to the remedy immediately without even reportization. But I reportize the case just to show you how what the remedy works. In the case of renal colic, renal stone. One of the assistant brought his servant to me with a severe right-sided renal colic. See, if you read the symptoms, remedy is very clear. Very clear. He had history of recurrent renal colic. He was given glycopodium by my assistant because of right-sided colic and hot patient. That did not help. This is what we made mistake. Right-sided renal colic, hot patient, straight away jump to the glycopodium. We just start thinking about the remedy very early stage, in a very early stage. So when she brought to me, he was in very severe pain with the restlessness. I used to vomit a lot. He used to get very severe vomiting with the renal colic. He was crying with the pain. It was very unbearable and the urine was red. That's it. Senesio aureus. Senesio aureus. Okay, fine, right? Okay, medicine during renal colic. Okay, fine. Vomiting during renal colic. We see what remedy comes in vomiting during with the renal colic. We see that what the report is talk about. Any other remedy? Any other suggestion? Maximum care. Very good. Simple, no? If you understand the symptoms, it's very simple. Show the analysis. So only 2 rubrics. Kidney pain, right-sided. Stomach vomiting, violent colic of kidney in. So we have our repertory. You will find each and everything. But you should know where to look at. This is the thing. You have to know where to look at the symptoms. Vomiting, violent, only remedies, or simple care. Simple. And he was given Osmum Ken and did very well, completely better. See, chronic vomiting, violent, chronic of kidney, Kalibacom and Osmum Ken, only two remedies. No sinus orders. What the Lippi says, renal colic with considerable hemorrhage, especially in the right side, with hematuria and violent vomiting. What Lippi has mentioned in the Mathematical. See, when you look into the Mathematical, you are very sure. What the father could be right? Renal colic with hematuria and violent vomiting with wringing of the hands, moaning and crying all the times. Patient was constantly crying with the pain. Next. It was in a water potency and give. With the frequent repetition, after a few hours the stone came out. Not on a day, after a few hours the stone came out. The patient would relieve. Then we see three different cases, beautiful cases, of three different ages. The case of small child, 4-month-old. I want interaction in this particular case. Beautiful case, and I learned a lot through these cases. It's a 4-month-old boy. Brought to me with the complaint of severe vomiting after breastfeeding. It's a very simple problem. Severe vomiting after breastfeeding. He used to vomit a large lumps of curd. He also had a constipation. If you just read the sentence by sentence, you get the remedy. What is it? He used vomiting large lumps of curd with a constipation. No more symptoms could be obtained about the child. I could not get any symptoms about the child. The paternal grandmother is asthmatic, father in a good health, mother hypothyroidism for the last few years, and asthma in childhood. Mother had asthma in childhood. Next. Now the story starts. Mother is a career oriented and wanted to be settled down first, to build up her career first and then have a child. But she conceived immediately after marriage. She doesn't want child immediately. She was very career oriented. She wanted to settle down in her life. But she conceived immediately within few months of the marriage. She was not happy when she got the news of the pregnancy. See, every female got very happy when she got the news of a pregnancy. And she was not happy at all when she got the news. She was much depressed and wanted to go for an abortion. But no one in the family agreed to her decision. Throughout the first 3 months of pregnancy, she was in a depression. Did not want to do anything. And finally she got ready for the continuation of the pregnancy. Nobody is agree, so let's continue the pregnancy. But she used to remain angry throughout the pregnancy. Lot of anger throughout the pregnancy. Husband said that for every small matter, she used to get angry. For every small matter, she shows the anger. She did not take any responsibility of her child. She was career oriented and not wanted child so early. Even during the breastfeeding, she used to get angry. Lot of anger during the breastfeeding. She used to get irritated when she had to maintain the schedule of feeding. When she has to maintain the schedule of the breastfeeding, she used to get lot of irritation. That's the case. Why Shakya? Huh? She did an indifferent loved ones. Okay. Magnesium also.
Sepia for mother and magnesium for child.
Sepia for mother and magnesium for child. Valerina. Okay. Okay. Second, officinalis. Right? Unwanted.
Indifference to she not wanted to carry the babies.
Okay. So what is the state of a mother during pregnancy? Lot of anger. She doesn't want pregnancy. It was forceful pregnancy. She was very career oriented. She doesn't want to get pregnant. Right? Any other? Chemomilla. Why not nobody talk about Ethuja? Nobody talking about Ethuja? I was expected Ethuja.
Everyone knows.
Huh?
Everyone knows Ituza.
Everyone knows Ethuja. Okay. Say what important thing was just to understand the patient. Cerebula, right? Desert feeling. Okay.
In the irrigation, he throw out everything, whatever is there. He is not accepting the mother, whatever mother is giving. For 4 months, it is a breastfeed, and it is from mother. So mother has rejected that particular child. So it's a type of anger which is child is showing to mother, and also constipated. So that means that is also not digesting.
Okay. One of the very important symptoms, or clinically verified symptoms in many cases of COVID I observed in almost all my cases of child. That's a perspiration. Very severe perspiration on the occipital region when lying down. One of the very strong, very severe constipation. That's very important symptoms of cerebula, which I come across as a conformity symptoms. Almost in all the symptoms of cases of cerebula, which I have seen in my practice. Right? Okay, fine. Anybody want to tell something about any remedy? Naxomika. Fine. Okay, fine. We talk about some rubric. What rubric we will consider? Delusion as if she is in a wrong place. What remedy comes? What does it mean? What does it mean? It is not जबरदस्ती रखा है. Okay, fine. Okay, fine.
Contrary intentions are the action.
Contrary intention, Chepia, phosphorus, and one more remedy. 3 remedies for that. I remember 3 remedies. Pulsar, sepia,
Pulsarilla and phosphorus.
phosphorus, and one more. I don't know pulsarilla, about the pulsarilla. I'm not sure about it. Right.
Undertaking certain
responsibility aversion to. Okay, fine. Let's see how I analyze. I took 2 rubrics. Emotions controlled by intellect need to be. Emotions controlled by intellect need to be. And delusion, a room desolate is. Delusion, room desolate is. Amish is right. Remedy Valeriana. Recap the remedy. Yes, you are right. Amish is right. Yes, yes. Even after anger. Even after anger, remedy Valeriana. Recap remedy Valeriana. When I combined 2 rubrics, remedy ultimate was Valeriana. But I was not confident. Frankly speaking, I was not confident when it comes to the 2 rubrics. Only remedy was Valeriana. But what the desolate means? Desolate rooms appear. It means the room where one should feel relaxed and happy, that appears sad. The situation where the person should feel happy. When pregnancy gets the news of pregnancy, she should get happy, she should feel happy. Rather than feeling happy, she feels sad. The place which give a comfort, which give a what we call it, happiness, same way that she feels unhappy, she feels sad. The room feels, room's desolate is. This is the meaning of room desolate is. Yes. This lady, instead of becoming happy, getting news of conception, becomes sad. At that time, I was not sure and confident about the remedy. So I started searching more rubric in the repertoire. Then I took the rubric. Yes. Vomiting curdle lumps large. Vomiting milk curdle, anger of mother after. So you have to be very sure when you prescribe remedy. 110% sure. You should so much confident when you prescribe remedy. My remedy is going to work 110%. No doubt about it. You can bet on it. And vomiting of milk after mother's anger, mother's after. And when I put it next, only remedy is Valeriana. Fine. How many times we think about Valeriana in such type of cases? Always think about Upadhyay and all. But this is one of the very important remedy. I use a lot this remedy, my day-to-day practice. I have so many cases of Valeriana. So many cases. From all the different ages, different shapes and all the different ages. Fine. So felt that the drug, which already talk about the kids, I was absolutely fine, no attack of vomiting then after. Next. So what we see in the body? Child vomits curdle of milk in large lumps after nursing. Next, what the Fatak says? Child vomits curdle of milk in large lumps after nursing, after mother's anger. See, exactly you find in the Materia Medica. Same word to word, sentence to sentence. There is no change even in the sentence. You are very sure. I was very sure when I prescribed remedy. What the Lippi says. Child vomits curdle of milk, large lump passes the same with the stool, like vomiting, accusa, it vomits milk as soon as it nurses after anger of mother. What the Pierre Smith says. What is that in America? Last line, excellent drug for the babies who vomit, get pieces of curdle of milk after feeding. This is what the Pierre Smith has written in the America. This is what Valeriana is. Any question about it? Fine? Another beautiful case of sciatica. A 45 years old woman came to me with a complaint of severe sciatica. She said that my pain started after I fell down from the two-wheeler. Her pain aggravated when she used to sit for a long time. Next. She needed to move constantly and keep walking. She could not let her leg hang down. She had to keep them up. Mentally, she was very sensitive. Used to get affected by the smallest thing. Very fearful and whipped very easily. Dostox was given in the different potencies without any improvement. What's the remedy? Dostox was given in a different potencies. There was no improvement. Hypericum after an injury. Right. But did we get any symptoms of hypericum or any relation with injury? It started after injury. But does she talk about anything after injury or related to injury? What's the expression? Except symptoms of the patient. Aggravated by sitting prolonged. Good. Okay. Fine. If the remedy is hypericum. Any other suggestion?
Viper hanging aggravate.
Viper hanging aggravates. Okay. Fine. See, this is what we make mistake. We take rubric one here, one from here, one from here, one from here, without understanding the patient. This is what mistake we as a homeopath doing. Pulsatilla. Right?
Sensitivity,
Sensitivity.
hanging leg aggravation,
Okay.
and BP.
Repeat. Okay, fine. Any other suggestion? Shall I go further with the case? Right? Fine. Next. I use the Fatak repertory in this particular case. Sciatica, hand down, leg aggravation, single remedy. See, invariably I come to a single remedy almost all the cases. I use multiple repertories depending upon the case. More than 20 to 25 repertories I am using in my day-to-day practice. All sorts of repertories. But this is most important, which repertory to be used and when to use. What type of cases which can really rely on those symptoms and you have a match with the materia medica. So this is very important. I do it in every cases. I pick up the most important symptom of the case and try to find and try to match in the materia medica. This is very, very important things. She was given Valeriana 200 with the frequent repetition. Pain was very severe, so I had to repeat frequently. And she was much better within a week. Right, next. Okay, case of a lady, 44 years, came to me January 2019. Recent case. With multiple complaints. She had visited many consultants without any relief. Allopathy consultant. She also took homeopathic treatment for 3 or 4 months. Next. When she came to me, she was carrying a lot of files of investigation. And a lot of files she came with. So this everything has its own importance. All the investigations were normal, no abnormalities were found in any of the reports. She came with the big files, multiple files, many files. All the reports was normal. And then tell me what is your problem. So I always ask, tell me what is your problem. I know what problem she came for, but I always ask, tell me what your problem is. Doctor said, I am having many problems. Where to start? So what she says, I am having many problems. Where to start? I am having severe gastric problems since many years. Whenever I get any tension, I get diarrhea. Whenever I get any tension, I get diarrhea. Whenever I get tension, my heartbeat increases. What she said, when I get tension, I get diarrhea. When I get tension, I get heartbeats, my heartbeat increases. I can hear my heartbeats like thud, thud. What is the reason for it? She is asking me. I hear my own heartbeats, thud, thud, thud. What is the reason for it? She is asking me a question. See, this, everything is very, very important. Just to understand. Why my heartbeat increases? What she asked. What do you call a normal heartbeat? What do you call a normal heartbeat? She just wanted to, she asking me questions. When I get tension, with that I get diarrhea with lots of noises in the abdomen. And then she talked about the diarrhea. Up till now, not a single question was asked, only to tell me what is the problem. Only that question was asked. I hardly interfered with the case, with the patient description. Lot of noises in the abdomen, lots of rubbling with a spasm-like pain. And I have to rush to the toilet immediately. It happens very frequently. Why it happens? Again, she asked the question. Why is it happening to me? And then ask the question, what are you worried about? See, I waited for a while. She was not going further with the complaint, so I asked the question, what are you worried about? She said, I'm worried about my health. I don't feel healthy. One should be healthy and fit. I am not. There is no feeling of well-being. I am also having diabetes and hypertension and taking so many medicines for that, but they are not under control. Next. What type of life it is? Again, she is asking. I think there must be some defect in my body, in my blood, or somewhere in my body. What she says, there must be some problem, some defect in my blood, or somewhere in my body. Some defect must be there. See, each and every sentence, just remember, just understand every word. She was so much anxious, so much desperate, so much despair with the health problem. Lot of anxiety, lot of diarrhea, lot of colicky pain, lot of palpitation, constant, with all slight emotional disturbances. Slight tension causes a lot of problems. Sir, if you require to go for any investigation, then please go for it and tell me what problem I am having. Again, she is asking the question. See, so many questions she asked me. Doctor, please tell me, is it a sign of any serious disease? I am not able to understand what it is. I am constantly thinking that there is any defect in my liver, heart, kidney, or any other organs. But I am 100% sure that something is wrong with me. See the sentence he speaks about. What beautiful things he is talking about. You just understand line by line, you just reach to the right remedy perfectly. What do you understand up till now about the case?
desire for.
Light desire for. But what you understand in general? What is your understanding as a whole in general? In one word.
Hypochondriac.
Hysterical, hypochondriac. What else? See what she says? She came with multiple reports, not a single report. All reports are normal. She went to one doctor after another doctor after another doctor. These all are very important. Lots of anxiety, lots of hypochondriasis.
No head, no tail.
No head, no tail. Okay, fine. What else? The first impression I got is I am dealing with the hysterical patient. That was my first impression. Right? Anything else? Okay, fine. You go ahead to the case. Doctor, what kind of problem you are having? What do you think? Now I started asking her a question. The same thing to her. So this is very the convert. When and what question to be asked and what to ask. It's a very, very important thing in the case taking. If patient was talking something else, you cannot say, tell me about this. Tell me about what you like and what you dislike. No. You have to be the patient flow. You cannot go haphazardly. You cannot ask haphazard questions. You have to be with the patient. So she says, I am not sure. What she says, I am not sure. I think some part must have injured. So this is what his imagination. Some part must have injured. Some defect in my blood. Doctor, if any defect in my blood is there, then what kind of symptoms should be there? See, question she asked. When any defect in the blood, then what kind of symptoms should develop? What kind of symptoms should be there? Then she said, I am losing weight. Is it true that person who is having diabetes loses his weight? Again, she is asking question to me. Why I am not feeling well? Am I suffering from disease like cancer? There is no energy left in my body. Next. My tolerance power has gone. Doctor, I feel we should go for investigation again. I am not worried about the disease. Let it be any disease. We can start treatment accordingly. I feel I am having less blood or some bacteria or toxins in my body. This is the case. Beautiful explanation. Beautifully talk about everything in the case. I always think, every case, I ever heard this, any patient came with the same kind of symptoms? No. What is new? What is something different in this case? With every case I think about it. What is different I look into the case. In every case. And that helps me a lot. What would be the remedy? Lilium tree. Okay? Why? Hypochondriasis? Okay. Delusion?
Hypochondriasis in general, delusion 6 is delusion that she has unrecognized disease.
Delusion disease is unrecognized, only two remedies for that, reference and one more remedy. I forget the things, only two remedies for that. If I remember as far as record is concerned, one is reference and another thing I will just forget the things. No epileptic is there.
And delusion, she has organic disease.
She has ordinary disease.
Organic disease.
Organic disease. Okay, fine. Okay. So what kind of epileptic patient is? It is from a Liliaceae family. It is from a lily and tiger, combination of plant and animal. Lot of restlessness, lot of hyperactivity, lot of sexuality. And they try to suppress her sexuality by being busy, constantly busy. A very religious alternative sexuality in Lilium Tree. What I understood about the Lilium Tree. Right? The most basic aspect of Lilium Tree. There's many other aspects of Lilium Tree. Right? That is the basic things. Any suggestion?
Thyroid report बराबर.
Thyroid.
Report बराबर है.
See, all the reports were normal, each and every report. I could not find anything abnormal. Frankly speaking, I was go through each and every paper. Delusion wrong subject is
Anxiety, darkness, aggravation.
anxiety, darkness, aggravation. Good, very good. Very good. What is remedy? What is remedy? Anxiety, darkness, aggravation? Go with these. Stimonium, accusa, many more remedies. Right? Seclet. Take something for a second, right? See, I always say, you are not to be fixed with the things. Don't think about therapeutic way. So just that symptoms came, darkness, aggravation, I thought about the one remedy. That came to my mind is Ethusia sanicum. I treated so many different pathologies with Ethusia, like extensive ringworm of the body. Treated with Ethusia. I treated infertility with Ethusia. And it did very well. I got a beautiful result with infertility. In case of infertility with Ethusia. Don't fix your mind with, don't fix your ideas with the remedy. Be open with the remedy. For example, if you look at the in calculated carb, strong desire for egg, right? If you look at the in aversion to egg, calculated carb is 4 marks. So, these are you are not to fix with the remedy. Fine? Okay. You go ahead with the things. Next. So, how I started thinking about the case. What is my thought process? This lady has a tremendous anxiety about her health, which forced her to go from one doctor to another doctor. Just wanted to know what she was suffering from. She was just wanted to know what was her problem is. She felt that something wrong inside her body that made her restless. That was my first thought about the patient. She had already done all the investigation and all the reports were normal. Then also she wanted to go for all the diagnostic measures to know what was wrong, what was she is suffering from. This is my understanding in general. Now talk about that. We think about the rubric. Light desire. Okay?
Groping in dark.
Grouping in dark. See, it was not a grouping in dark. There is no question of grouping in dark. Grouping in dark is what we have. Simple. Anxiety health about. Anxiety hypochondria. Right? What else?
The delusions living creature within her body parts,
Delusion, living creature within. Does she talk about that?
bacteria and toxins.
She talk about, I may be having bacterial infection or toxin something. But it doesn't talk about something living in the abdomen, living in the body. She didn't talk about that. So we go with one by one rubric. Just let's see. Beautifully it covered the vulnerability and how I work out with the repertory. Next rubric. So exactly hypochondriac, right? Agree to that? Fine. Restless anxiety driving him from place to place, right? Doctor to doctor, place to place, cannot sit in one place. restlessness, nervousness, anxious, restlessness, hypochondriacal, delusion sick he is, delusion poor he is, helpless, cannot do anything, strong feeling of poor, strong helplessness, like desire for thoughts intrude and crowded around each other about health constantly. Constant thinking about health, constant thinking about health. A lot of thoughts going inside mind about their problems. Thought rushes, flows of, delusion, image and danger of. It's a very simple rubric. There was no new rubric. Very simple analysis, simple understanding of the case. Right? Let me go with the report. Remedy is malaria. See, 3 different cases, different ages, and different pathologies. Now we start something, we learned something about malaria. The last time, in last seminar, I talked about the China, and I talked about Ammonium valeriana, what case of Ammonium valeriana. Today we talk about Zincum valeriana and valeriana. Right? I will just think how I think about what is my thinking about valeriana. How I look the valeriana is. Right? Next. Valeria Vanna was given. She is doing fantastically well. She is, just January she came. She is under my care for 6 months. She has referred so many cases to me. Lots of cases. Oh, I can say 2 or 3 cases in a week. Still she just go on different cases. She was in an antidepressant drug, anti-anxiety, everything stops. She is doing fantastically well with the remedy. Follow up after 2 weeks. I am feeling much better. Not that feeling now. See, write down each and every word, line to line in the test paper. Don't change the words. That words are very important. પેશનની ભાષામાં ગુજરાતી ભાઈ બટ ગુજરાતી સોફ્ટવેર નથી તકલીફ થાય કરતા અને મને ઇંગ્લિશ વર્ડ ગુજરાતી લખતા વાંચતા નથી ફાવતું and right now in Gujarati, Arabic, Hindi, whatever is language is speak. Getting good sleep, my fears and anxiety are much less. I can say there is no fear at all. I continue with satellite. So we talk about the valeriana now. So I will go a little faster because I have to see the one beautiful case. Valeria is a well-known remedy for hysteria. Kent says this remedy cures many nervous and hysterical phenomena in excitable women and children and complaints of the hypochondriasis. Next. Get nervous excitability, exaltation, hysterical contraction, trembling, palpitation, sense of levitation, paroxysmal respiration, stitching pain, tensions in the limbs, jerking, twitching, and globus hysterical. The mental state is often aesthetic or hysterical. The mind undergoes rapid changes in disposition and ideas. The mental state is one of the extreme activities. Tension, excitement passes from one subject to another subject and enormous ideas. Hysterical means, what is the meaning of hysterical? See, this is very important in every case. In spite of knowing the meaning of the things, I opened my dictionary and see what hysterical means. Almost every time. Every time I get something new, some new idea with the same things, some new interpretation, new understanding of the words. Hysteria means pertaining to causing suffering from or characterized by an extreme emotional outburst, uncontrollable by emotional, irrational from fear, emotions or emotional shock. This is what hysterical is. Basically, Valeriana is a vivacious, loquacious person with mirth and hilarity, feeling of lively and cheerfulness, joy. The basic Valeriana is an ecstasy, a state of being carried away by overwhelming emotions. So Valeriana's emotions are, it's emotions, wrong spelling, are predominated by intellect. He is a person who does not lose balance of mind in any circumstances, although internally he is not free from emotions, stress or problems. Then why does the same person become uncontrollably emotional? He never loses balance. Then why uncontrollably emotional? That is hysterical behavior which makes him restless. Restless hysterical is a common phenomenon in Valeriana. In every case, you find restlessness with lot of hysteria. Many patients comes to us with a tremendous anxiety and fear about the health. It's a very common, these are a very common version I come across in many cases. These people are having some firm belief in their mind that they have some disease inside their body which makes them anxious and fearful. It's a very common thing. We come across many cases. Anxiety hypochondria. What does mean anxiety hypochondriacal? Means person who worries or talks about his or her health. Hypochondria is excessive preoccupation with one's health. This is what hypochondria means. Very important symptom is anxiety hypochondria. And this makes these people very anxious. Anxiety hypochondria rubric first, so put a rubric along with that things. Anxiety hypochondria, anxiety fear with a very dominant feature that makes them very anxious. Next. Valeriana has enormous ideas about the health. Enormous means containing or characterized by error, belief, opinions which are incorrect or partly correct, based on the wrong information. For example, some diseases lie inside his body which has disturbed the harmony of his life. It gives him the feeling of not being well, and this is rubric is delusion sick being. What is the rubric for that is delusion being sick. Feeling that something lacking in the body which makes him sick, like immunity. सब मारी immunity બહુ ઓછી છે. જતી મને વારા ઘડી આ પ્રોબ્લેમ થાય છે. Something is lacking in the body. This lacking is very very important. This is what the poor is, feeling of poor is, delusion of poor is, what I consider it as. So whenever fear and anxiety are not directly towards some particular disease or organ, not directly. I am having a problem in my liver. No. I may be having a problem in my liver, my brain, maybe my heart, maybe in the brain. I don't know where it is. Not pertaining directly to one organ or the one system. This is very important in Valeriana. I come across in many cases, they never talk about the one organ or one system. It is only general feeling of not being well which gives rise to a delusion over is lacking of something. Next. something is there, but what is it, which also doesn't able to know. This makes him more panic. So he doesn't know what the problem is. It makes him more panic. So here the rubric is darkness aggravation, fear dark of. So he has a fear of dark, and his whole concern revolves around his fear, and he wanted to know what is wrong with him. Light desire for. Rubric light desire for. This fear makes him more restless, anxious. He starts running recklessly in search for the light. Search for the cause, search for the light. Why all this thing happening to me? Become very restless and reckless with that problems. So light desire for anxiety driving from place to place, fear driving from place to place, restlessness driving from place to place. There is a rubric for that. The most important reaction of Valeriana, which differentiates him from many other hysterical remedy, is light desire for, and this desire for light makes him restless. So this is very important, hysterical with the light desire. Think about Valeriana first. Rubric is restless, hysterical, hypochondriac, anxious, and bad crossing about it. Restless and bad crossing about it. Thus, thoughts ignore anxiety, hypochondriasis, delusion, sick, pain, give rise to the delusion poor is still hopeful, he also anxious and fearful. He searches for the light that the light desire for. This is the overall journey of Valeriana. This is what for me Valeriana is. Okay? I think I tried to give almost everything about Valeriana as far as mental aspect is concerned. But I come across the things in the Valeriana. I gave everything. What are the cases I am having about Valeriana? And for that, see, I understood a lot about Valeriana from Dr. Segal's brother. And this is all his idea. I put it in my practice. I learned a lot about Valeriana from him. Right? First, by just this small 7 years old girl, then I took a whole history from the parents. And child has beautifully narrated each and every aspect of the problem. In the case of allergic asthmatic bronchitis, she was almost 7 years old child. Previously, she used to come to every 3 months to Bombay. She was under homeopathic treatment for 3 years in Mumbai. But one of the very good homeopathy. But she was not better with the treatment. Then somebody suggested my name, so they came to me. And she used to come to me for 2 years continuously. And she did very well with the treatment. Now she is completely better. Still they are on touch, they are in my touch. And doing very well. A girl came from Malaysia, 7 years, lean, thin, delicate, very sharp eye, suffering from breathlessness since at the age of 2 years. First time she developed when she was 2 years old. She was already in homeopathic treatment since she developed the complaint. For last 3 years, she was taking homeopathic treatment along with Seroflow and Levolin inhaler. Most important was, in spite of taking 3 years of homeopathic treatment, Levolin Stalin and all these things are not being stopped. She was not able to stop actually. She was continuing from the very beginning. That never stops. Multiple times she used to take all these inhalers. Mother said that she gets recurrent cold and cough with lots of rattling in chest, lot of watery discharge from the nose, nasal obstruction at night with a lot of difficulty in breathing. Next. She gets up from sleep and cries. Very restless, get irritated. She feels better only when she lies down with her head high. Takes 2 to 3 pillows and sleep, but that also not comfortable. She feels better with that, but not comfortable. So feeling of better, feeling of comfortable, both are the different things. She was feeling better with lying with the head high, but she was not comfortable in that position. Difficult to handle her whole night when she gets the attack. She gets all this problem at every change of weather by taking cold food and cold drink. When she plays in dust, especially at Sisu, she is from Malaysia. She stays on the Sisu. Just dust patla chalenge, she can go into the sea. Except they are staying on the seashore only. She also gets a complaint when she plays a lot, when she overexerts herself. She had a pneumonitis in last February 2013. She was treated with antibiotic and steroids. She had a lot of breathlessness at that time. Mother said that she is a very obstinate girl. She will do what she likes to do. Once she decides that I want to do this, then anyhow she will do that. Difficult to make her understand at that time. She does not like to go to school. Just understand every aspect of the child. Mother is telling beautifully about every aspect of the child. She doesn't like to go to school. She complains of nausea and vomiting and abdominal pain at the time of going to school. As usual, all the children are doing. She is not interested in maths and science. Not attentive in those classes, and teacher always complained about her that she is not paying attention, particularly in maths and science. Very misbehaving in school. Screams and shouts a lot in school. She puts condition in front of teacher. If you do this, then only I will come to your school. Otherwise, I won't come. So in front of teacher, she put the conditions. Very, very important. See that what kind of child is. She teases other children in her class. She is very talkative, constantly talking in class, even in front of teacher. She was punished many times. The teacher used to complain a lot about her, that she is very talkative and not paying attention, and she distracts others' attention. See what kind of child is? Very restless, very talkative, very teasing to other children, distracting attention of other children, not paying attention in the class, particularly not interested in the maths and the science. So what type of child is? Telling the teacher, if you do this, then only I will come to the school, otherwise I won't come. See the type of a child is. She strikes other children in class without any reason. So many times mother says, "Betro se nahi jane, patat to joye marya ushe ne. Gamme tene jane marya ushe." She gets impulse. Suddenly she gets up from the chair and go and beat someone else in the class. Anybody. Sudden impulse she gets. She cannot concentrate, very restless, cannot pay attention what teacher taught in class. But when you ask her, she will tell everything what teacher has said. Very sharp memory, very good understanding, very sharp memory and very good understanding. She will tell you each and everything what the teacher taught about. But not paying it. Teacher feels he is not paying attention in the class. She is very restless. But when you ask, she gives each and everything what the teacher taught about. Very sharp memory. In fact, if you look at her, it is very attentive. Bit restlessness and distraction. She is very angry, strikes other when her desire is not fulfilled. When someone contradicts her. When someone contradicts her, she gets anger. Quarreling with everyone. She is very quarrelsome. She throws things, screams very loudly when angry, and talks in very high tone. She has so many characteristic symptoms develop, so many characters in a one child. And how to understand such a child? With lot of problems, lot of things. She is very demanding child. Get angry when her demand is not fulfilled. She had lots of problems with her classmates. See, another problem started. Problem with the classmates. She cannot get adjusted with anyone. She cannot get adjusted with any classmate. That's a problem in school. She talks to herself when she gets angry. How she reacts? Talks to herself, she strikes others, she's been contradicted, she gets anger. She screams, she shouts when angry. See, something new and new coming up every day in the child. She weeps easily over the small matters, something new comes. Again the weeping over the small matters. So what we do it, many times we just think about the remedy with every symptoms. Anger contradiction, maybe lycopodium, weeping easily, maybe pulsatilla, teasing everywhere, maybe the spider remedy, restless, teasing, all these things. We just start thinking about the remedy with every symptoms. Without understanding the totality, without understanding the patient as a whole. This is what we make mistakes. Almost in day-to-day life. Almost in many patients. She says that I get bored of maths. I don't like it. I like English a lot. No maths, no science, but like English a lot. She is very restless, cannot sit at one place. Even during consultation, she was not able to sit at one place. Mother says that she is very playful. Another thing comes is playfulness. What mother says? She is not restless, not sitting at place. Even in my consultation, she was constantly running here and there, and touching this, touching that, putting this thing here, take this thing from here and put in here, and all this thing just go on doing constantly. Next. All the time she wants to play something or others. She is very extroverted. Get mixed up easily with everyone, even with strangers. She starts talking. She can talk to anyone. She is very inquisitive. Ask many questions. Never remain quiet. See, something more and more adding in the child's characteristics, child's behavior. Very talkative, asking many questions, very inquisitive, very talkative even with the strangers. Like, never keep quiet. Another thing, she is having a lot of jealousy. Something new comes up again. She always compares herself with the others. regarding her clothes, regarding her toys, regarding her books. She loves to play in water, loves swimming. She likes to remain in swimming pool whole day. She is very much fond of water. Actually, she gets fascinated by water. Once she goes into swimming pool, then it is difficult to take her out. She likes to take bath, especially in sea. She is very much fond of sea. She goes mad on seeing the water. She is very fond of fishing and creative. She locked up the two different extremes in the child. Once a lot of restlessness, jealousy, so many things, destructiveness and anger and teasing and everything, and one side you get lot of creativity. Jumping and creativity and all these things. Gymnastic and acrobatics and all that things comes up. She is very sympathetic and helpful too. She is the emotional side of the child. Very sympathetic and helpful to everyone. Very much emotional. She cannot watch any emotional scene on the TV. She is a lot of sentimental. She cannot see fishes in aquarium. She says that they will get trapped and die. She is very attached with her father. Gets scared of getting separated from him. So some another aspect comes. Attachment with the father. She likes company, does not like to remain alone. She always wants all the family members together. See, the beauty of the thing is, we stay in Malaysia and she gets very much happy when we come to India and stay with the family. She is very social and having strong bond with all family members, and then bonding comes. She very strong bonding with each and every family member. She likes to be with the family. She likes to gather with the family. She doesn't like to be remain alone. Always wants to be with the people, wants to be in the company. A lot of sentimental, weeps easily, very sympathetic, very helpful to everyone. Yet very aggressive, very jealous, very comparing herself with other children in terms of food and the toys and the clothes and about the look and all these things. Teasing one side, lot of teasing. She is very jovial, laugh all the time and very communicative. So a lot of different characteristics, two extremes. In one case, one child. What observation was done? During consultation, she was very much restless, not able to sit at one place, constantly touching each and everything was there on the table, asking many questions regarding that. She was just go on asking about the things constantly. Mother said basically she is very fun-loving girl and enjoy every moment. It's a beautiful sentence that come up. At this sentence, I was absolutely sure about the remedy. When mothers talk about she is fun-loving and she enjoys every moment of her life. I was damn sure about the remedy at that moment. What I am dealing with. At that time, I understood case thoroughly, completely, with what I am dealing with. What is the remedy? Dolphinum. What else? Phosphorus. Why phosphorus? Did you get that extreme, that type of extreme in phosphorus? Fine. Patient instantly talk about the remedy. Don't worry. This is the beauty of homeopathy. Beauty of sensation maker. I say frankly speaking, only 2 or 3% of my cases go into the sensation maker. I am very open with that things. Not every case is going with the sensation maker. Only 2, maximum 5% cases. But one should know each and every method, each and every approach. They'll help you a lot. That what the Dracula case I showed, that was on the sensation method. And I show you so many cases with the sensation method. It's itself talk about the source even. But not all the cases. Not possible. Very few cases. Frankly speaking, very few cases. History of mother during pregnancy. So you have to go with every detail about the things before you come to the remedy. I do not have a good relationship with my in-laws, particularly mother-in-law. She was always comparing me with the Derani. I don't like that. And I used to get angry. So I used to talk very nicely with the Derani, but she never gave a respect to me. Husband was very supportive, helpful, and had a good relationship with him. She felt tortured by the in-laws. They used to tell me bad words. They used to give a galia. बहुत सारी गालियाँ देते थे वो वैसे. She is from the Sindhi family. Craving for pani puri, sweet and ice creams. Very strong desire for Mandarin, na? Pani puri, sweets and ice cream. Typical desire for Mandarin. Mandarin is very strong desire for pani puri. I asked directly to each and every case by Mandarin. You like pani puri? She said, yes, pani puri, I am sure this is Mandarin. It's a combination of taste, sweet, sour, salty, all sorts of taste that Mandarin likes it. And the combination is in the pani puri. Only one thing available in Indian food, that is pani puri. All taste together. Physical journals, came ice cream, chocolate, milk, yogurt, particular frozen yogurt, pastry, cakes, jelly and cheese. Aversion to vegetables. Perspiration only on site she lies on. Thirst is normal, appetite normal, but she takes a long time to eat. Urine, stool, sleep normal. Dreams, she gets the dreams of shark. It's beautiful. Feels that shark will come and eat me. Shark will come and eat me. Fear of cockroaches, fear of insects, fear of animals. Says that I get scared of shark, but not with dolphins. See the small child, 7 years, talking about the things. Why? I said, why you don't get scared of dolphins? Dolphins are very friendly, never hurt anyone. This was the perception of the child. Passive abdominal pain with constipation and ulcers in mouth, family history of diabetes, asthma, ischemic heart disease, renal failure. This is the case. We have just few minutes left. 1:30 get or so? 1:30. 10 minutes, okay, fine. Just a minute. Fine. Any suggestion? It was a good case. Good case to work on. Fine. That's it. That's that how I analyze the case. It's a very strong theme of sociability and sharing bond are very much pronounced in this case. There's a very social and very strong bonding. That was very, very prominent, come up very sharply, very prominently in this particular case. That was my first thought, came in my mind. Next. Patient expression of these are as follows. How the patient expresses the sociability and all these things? Social, sociable and sociability, these three words have been used. strong bond, long-lasting bond, and deep connection. Other behavior trait is next. Playfulness. Another aspect was playfulness. What are rubric for that? Activity desire for, amusement desire for, jovial, communicative and expansive. About this playfulness. Play desire to playful. Play water in. Swimming pool enjoys every opportunity. These are the words what the patient spoke. Touch things impels to one. Very creative. Next. Above mentioned rubrics convey the fun-loving nature, activeness, communicativeness, inquisitiveness of the patient. Keywords of the remedy. Last day I was talking about the keywords of the remedy. Enjoyment, enjoyable, fun, fun-loving, entertainer, entertaining, amusing, acrobatic and acrobatics. She loves the gymnastics and acrobatics a lot. Gymnastics, she loves a lot. Next. Now we talk about rubric. Which rubric I consider this? Jovial, communicative, play desire to playful, play desire to water in, affectionate, activity desire for. There's so many rubrics are considered. Company desire for, color charmed by, touch impels to, swimming desire, food, drink, chocolate desire, ice cream desires. And remedy was let dolphin. I gave remedy dolphin. Remedy prevent was dolphin, let dolphin. She recovered beautifully. And when she came after 3 months for the follow-up, she developed lots of rashes on the body. I said, what is this? Then I come to know when she was a child, around 1 month after the birth, she developed atopic dermatitis in the body, which was suppressed and just started coming up after 3 months of the dose, one dose. I kept on separate for 2 years. No dose, no repetition was done. She used to get lot of attacks, but every time attacks are milder and milder and milder. I advised once to take antim-tar, only once. It was a strong state of antim-tar. So I was asked to take antim-tar 200. Otherwise, no remedy was given in 2 years of the treatment. Only one dose of lead dolphinol was given. Right? Fine. So from all these things we can conclude that that if there are general quality of mammals along with the above mentioned associated with water in form of liking and fear or dreams of it, then it is strongly pointed towards lead dolphinol. Generally. Very strong shows the character of a mammal side. I'm not going into depth of the mammal just now, right? I show a small video. See the liveliness, happiness, liveliness. She is laughing, dolphin is laughing, very lively. She is laughing. See the playfulness, all that she is. See the affectionate behavior of her. all these things. They're very fun loving. We stopped about in the 5 minute, very last case, then we stopped. It's a very good case. Again, this case was solved on the Dr. Segal's method approach. Lady 53 years came to me with complaints of depression. She was on allopathic treatment and was taking anti-depression drugs for 3 to 2 months. In spite of taking allopathic medication, she was not better. So she came for the allopathy. She came with her Derani. She said that for last few months I am having Gabraman. She cannot get proper sleep, gets lots of fear and dreams at night. I don't like to eat now, feels hungry but cannot eat. I said, what happens? So all these problems started after the death of my husband. 2 years back, but I controlled myself, started handling business also. But for last few months, I am having Gabraman. So here we start straight away, jump and we prescribe meditation. Always from death of husband, always from death of a loved one. We just jump to the ignition and we prescribe the remedy. Many times it happens. Or we started thinking about that remedy straight away. My younger son is not under my control, what he says. After his marriage, he started his own business. He was doing very good. But one day, I came to know that he borrowed lots of money from relatives and friends for the business and had business loss. And now he ran away from the house, from the town. Relatives came to me and were asking for money. I do not have enough money to return them. And Derani said, the day she came to know about this issue, she stopped going out of the house. How can I go out? What will be the image? I feel very bad. मैंने तो नाक कट गई. मैंने तो नाक ही कट गई. What's she talking about? How can I face them? I stop going out and meeting people. If I go out, then people will ask about money and feel that I did something wrong. That's the case. What about people? Higher cycles. Why? Fear of being betrayed or deceived or something? So it's not question of being deceived or something. It's not question of deceived or betrayed. My son did thief, then he ran away. Now people coming to me and asking for money, but I don't have money. What will be my image? How can I face the people? And that leads to the depression and anxiety. And going into the depression and anxiety. Embarrassment? Okay, fine. What is your embarrassment means? So, fine, okay. Did it look like embarrassment? She has not done anything. Why she has to embrace? Sankoch, that's a different thing. Why? But there is a reason behind it. Very strong, valid reason for it. And she did wonderfully well with the arsenic herb. She was completely off all the treatment. She is doing very well. And this is what the remedy nose cut off of having nose. Only remedy was arsenic. In the synthesis laboratory. The most important thing was just understand the patient. Don't jump to the remedy. Just understand each and every aspect of the case. Just make a full totality before you prescribe the remedy. Always try to match with the repertory and the mathematical. Be sure about the remedy before you prescribe the remedy. You have to be 100% sure. I don't ever just a photograph. Recently just I have shown a photograph. I had two cases. One case of severe brain tumor, malignant brain tumor. Operated 3 times. And third time he developed the brain tumor. Huge brain tumor on the occipital region. And again third time advanced surgery. And he lost his vision and lost his hearing because of the nerve operation. And somebody sent this case to me. I'm taking this case for 3 months. This tumor is completely vanished. And he started even getting some vision. Remaining days I prescribed was Naxomica. And with Naxomica, brain tumor is completely vanished in 3 months. I gave 201 potency and 0/4, almost daily doses. Millisecond potency, doing very well. But very severe case of pemphigus. It was very bad case. Severely, it was just case of death by allopathic treatment. Lots of steroid and lots of antipsychotic remedy is going on. And the case was referred to me by one of the dermatologists. He referred this case to me. I didn't have a photograph just now. Didn't download the photograph. Actually, I haven't wanted a photograph. Didn't download the laptop. Remedy I prescribed about arsenic 31 dose. No repetition. 4 months has passed. If you look at sleep, completely better. Completely better. Only with that totality of symptoms. Just understand case thoroughly. If you don't find the remedy, sit with the case. Do retest the case. After retesting, retest the case. Explain the patient. Get into confident. Go into the depth of the case till you find the right remedy. This is very, very important thing. Okay, with that, thank you very much. I stop here.